Hello friends and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. I have a really fun and exciting video for you today. We are going to be closing out my budget for the month of April, so I'm going to show you exactly how I do that. I'm also going to be answering some of your questions today at the end of the video. If you would like to see how I set up my budget for the month of March and the cash envelope stuffing that I do for that first week in March, that video is going to be coming out tomorrow. So if you want to see that, make sure you come back tomorrow to check that out. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so starting with bills, we have a couple of bills that we set cash aside for each week. For my paycheck, that is garbage. We set aside $5 for garbage each week. And Alliant Energy, which is the gas to our house, we set aside $10 for that each week as well. Hey, we also had several other bills that came out this week. So we had State Farm come out for $126. Netflix was $17. Hulu was $17. And actually, this is our last month of Hulu for a little while. We have switched over to HBO. So next month that will be HBO instead of Hulu. We try to only have 2 streaming services going at a time. And then we had to pay Alliant Energy. So I put $10 a week towards Alliant Energy for my paycheck. That's $40 a month. And most of the year, that's enough to cover it. But during these colder months, we need to use some of David's paycheck to cover the remaining amount. And the remaining amount this month was $85. Okay, moving on to debt. We only had one debt payment this week, and that was for loan number 2, and it was for $142. Loan number 2 is a debt consolidation loan, and we make a payment to them every week. Food. Okay, hopefully you saw my food haul that came out this week. If not, you should go check it out. It's a super fun video. I share my grocery haul from all the stores that I shop from, and then I show you exactly how I make those meals by sharing the recipes with you. Okay, so first, Sam's Club. We spent $126 at Sam's Club. So quite a bit more this week than we did last week. And then, so Fairway, we had $149 at Fairway. This week we have $54. Funny how it flip-flops. And then we also did some shopping at Aldi. Anything I could get from Aldi this week, I did. I only bought items from Fairway that I couldn't get at Aldi or Sam's. Okay, so that was all of our food for the week. Moving on to gas, we put $20 towards gas this week. Moving on to miscellaneous. So we had one miscellaneous expense. I took Logan to the movies on Friday. We saw this really great movie called A Man Called Otto, which is based on the book A Man Called Ove. I have been on the waiting list with my public library for the book A Man Called Ove for a long time. I'm still on the waiting list, so I hadn't read the book yet. But the movie, oh my gosh, you guys, such a good movie. I cried so much, so many times. Okay, we also did our spending money this week for $50. And finally, sinking funds. So we are currently putting $76 of cash towards our sinking funds each week. So we have had to go down a little bit to make up for the reduction in income. So that's it. That's the whole month. Okay, let's move on to the worksheets and see how this all worked out. Okay guys, I just want to take a quick break to thank today's sponsor. It is Rose Forever New York. If you've been with me for a while, you know that I absolutely love this company. I've been working with them for a few months now. They are amazing. I love their products. And right now, they're having a Women's Day sale. Now, Women's Day is actually tomorrow, which is March 8th, but their sale has already started. So, for example, let me find my favorite size box to show you. This is my favorite size box here, the Essential Black Velvet box with 9. I have it in the lilac color, and I also have it in the baby blue color. As you can see, these are normally $239, but they are currently on sale for $109. And I also have a $25 coupon that you can use right now. I will put a link to the website in my description box below, as well as the coupon code that can save you $25. So these roses are incredible. I don't know exactly how they do it. I know they do something with like essential oils, but somehow they like magically preserve these roses. And I've had my first box for several months now, and they're just as beautiful and as fragrant as ever. I often show them in my cash envelope stuffing videos, and I also sometimes have them in the background of my videos while I'm talking. The roses come in a variety of shapes and sizes. I personally love the 9 rose size, but you can go bigger. And something I discovered today, oh look at this one, 36. Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. But something I discovered today while I was looking at their website, they have these little ones. Let me show you. Down here, look at that. You can get a set of 3 mini, a mixed bundle for $79 right now. And if you also use my $25 discount code, that's gonna really bring the price down. But wouldn't that be a fun little gift to give to a friend? And we are back. Thank you for letting me share Roses Forever with you. They really are such a great company. Okay, so we're going to fill this out and actually close it out because the month is now over. So State Farm was $126, Netflix was $17, Hulu was $17, and then Alliant Energy, we budgeted $88, but it was actually $85. David's income was exactly what we thought it was going to be, which was $21.28. It's really nice because he's on a fixed income, so it's very predictable what's going to happen there. Okay, so let's see how much we actually spent on our fixed expenses this month. So we actually spent $21,115. So we had $21.28 to start with. So we are up by $13. And what I do with that money is I just leave it in our account. We have a $1,000 cushion in our checking account. And this is one of the ways that I just like add a little bit each month to that. This is one of those ways. So that's just going, oops. That's just going to stay in the account. Okay, let's close out week 4, starting with my income. So I have different sources of income, but my main 2 sources of income are YouTube and Etsy. So all of my income goes into our business account, and then I pay myself each week from that account. So this week I paid myself $528. So altogether I had $528 to work with. The first thing we did last week is we stuffed our cash envelopes, our sinking funds, and we stuffed exactly this amount. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. So we put $3 towards Amazon, $10 towards car maintenance, $5 towards car registration, $20 towards Christmas, $3 towards our Sam's Club annual membership, $30 towards vacation, and $5 towards vet. So altogether that came to $76. So $528 minus 76 is $452. Moving up to our fixed expenses. So loan number 2 actually comes out of our bank account automatically every week. So we know that's always going to stay the same. Then we put $5 of cash towards garbage and $10 of cash towards Alliant Energy. So altogether that was $157. So $452 minus $157 is $295. Okay, moving down here to food. So all together at all 3 places, we ended up spending a total of $203. So we were a little bit above budget, and let's talk more about that in just a minute here. So we did do exactly $20 towards gas. We spent $25 on movies. We actually spent a little bit more than that, but the rest came from our spending money. And we spent $50 from spending. So all together, we budgeted $295. We ended up spending $298. So we are now over budget by $3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and let that go. We have the $1,000 cushion in our account. We have a little bit of extra, to that cushion, and I'm just going to go ahead and let it go this time. If it were a larger amount, I would do something different, but that's what I'm going to do this week. It's all good. Okay, moving on to our dashboard pages. So in my dashboard, I like to do a debt update. I list our current debts and how much we owe to each one. I do an income comparison of last month to this month because my income is variable. And then I do a budget category breakdown and see what percent of our income went to each budget category. Okay, so starting up here with our debt update. So we were able to pay off our Visa bill this month. We had a small inheritance which allowed us to do that. So at the end of last month, we still owed $2,880 while all of that was paid off this month. So that was the most exciting thing that has happened. Loan number 2 was just a normal payoff month. SUV, just normal. Student loan is exactly the same as it was last month. I did apply for a loan forgiveness grant that they had going on for public servants. If you had been a public servant for a certain number of years, you could have applied for this. It was for a period of time. I did. It's still processing. I don't know how long it's going to process. It's going to be months and months and months, it seems like. So in the meantime, I don't have to make payments, and I also am not charged any more interest. So it's just staying where it is for until they decide if they're going to forgive my my public service loan or not. So that will happen one day. We will have an answer and know where to go from there. Okay, so let's see. So we started this month with a debt total of $42,426. We ended with $38,941. So let's see how much we were able to pay off, how much debt we were able to pay off this month. So we were able to pay off $3,485 of debt. This is a very good month for us, very exciting month. Okay, so let's see what our grand total is. When we started this whole debt payoff journey, we had $76,719 of debt. Now this does not include our mortgage. That's a whole separate beast, which I'm going to address later in the future once I get all this taken care of. So $76,719, and we currently are at $38,941. So let's see how much total we've paid off so far. So we have paid off $37,778. That is so cool. Okay. So moving down here, or coming over here to income. So our income this month included our normal income plus that inheritance. So altogether, we had $7,394 to work with. That's why it's so much more than last month, was because we did have that small inheritance that we received. So $73.94 is what we had to work with. We put $722 towards bills this month. I want to see what percent of my income that is. And I put the math equation down here to help you remember if you ever forget how to calculate that. But what you do is you take the amount that you spent, so $722, you divide that by your total income, and then you multiply that number times 100, and that will give you your percentage. So 9.7%, and I like to round up. So 10% of my income went to paying bills this month. I'm going to go ahead and calculate the rest and then come back and give you all the numbers. Okay, so we already said that 10% went to paying bills. 68% of our income went to paying off debt. That is so exciting, because the whole purpose of this activity here is to see if we're actually putting our money towards our goals. Well, our goal right now is to pay off debt. So you can see we are definitely working towards that goal. We're putting most of our income towards paying off our debt. 11% went to food, 1% went to gas, 2% went to miscellaneous, 3% went to spending, and 5% went towards our sinking funds. So that's where we are for the month of February. It was a very exciting month. I am now going to get my March budget all set up. So that will be a separate video. So I hope you will come back tomorrow and watch that video. What we're going to do right now is answer your questions from last week. So if you're logging off here, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will see you all again next week. Okay guys, it's question and answer time. I love this part of the video because I just get to sit and talk with you guys. So the first question is from Charlotte Martin, and she says, what do you use to label your sinking fund envelopes? So these are my sinking fund envelopes. And so these were actually made by another Etsy shop owner, and her name is Aisha Cash Envelopes. I do have a link to her Etsy shop below. I haven't talked to her for a little while, so I'm not sure if she's still making cash envelopes, but I do have a link to her shop below, if just in case she is. And then these little labels that are on here, she actually originally made the labels for me when I placed my order with her, but I have changed a few of them. And what I've used to change them, like I just peel off the old ones and put on new ones, is this nifty little tool from Amazon. And I do have an Amazon storefront in the description box below, so if you want to check out one of these for yourself, just follow that link to my Amazon storefront and you can find this there. Okay, next question is from Demetric Baines. Will you think about offering your 8.5 by 11 budget stickers as an option on Patreon? So I told her I would think about it, and I've thought about it, and I have decided not to offer it as an offer on Patreon. There's multiple reasons why, but mostly it's the thing is an organizational timing scheduling thing, and it's just going to make my life very complicated, and my life's already complicated enough. So at this time, I'm not going to be offering it on my Patreon. So if you're not familiar with my Patreon, what it is I do have a monthly subscription plan through Patreon to my Budget Mom Budget by Paycheck workbook. Sticker sets. So people can sign up on Patreon and they get a sticker set sent to them automatically every month just by being a Patreon. And by doing that, they do save money because I cover the shipping costs and I give them the whole bundle, the complete pack, plus all the add-ons at a discount price. So I know, like, I understand, like, it's a good deal and it's helpful, but just for me, logistics wise, it's just too much for me right now to add another product to my Patreon. So at this point in time, I'm gonna have to say no, I'm not gonna be adding that to Patreon. Okay, next question is from Rachel Stedman. Just wondering about the water electric bill. It seems really high for where you live. Does this also include gas? Okay, so no, it doesn't also include gas. I don't know if it's high for where I live. I've only owned 2 houses here in this area. The first house I lived in, it was actually much higher than this house, so I don't know. The funny thing is that house was a lot smaller than this house, but it was really old. It was built in the 1940s, where this house was built in the late 70s. So when we moved here, our water and our electric bill like decreased dramatically. So that was super nice, but I don't know. And then it doesn't include gas. Gas is a different budget line in our budget. The gas company, what's it called? Alliant. Alliant Energy is the gas company. Okay, and then finally, the last one. This is not a question, this is actually a comment, and I meant to share this last week, but I totally forgot. This is from Jennifer Ba, and I hope I said your last name correct. I Googled it, how to pronounce that name, and that's how they said to pronounce it, so hopefully I pronounced it correctly. But I wanted her to share her meal ideas with us because I don't remember now what she said her food budget was, but it was less than $200 a week, and I can't remember her family size and all that, but I just remember her food budget was less than $200 a week, and I asked her to share some ideas with us. So here is her answer. I am happy to share what we do. Meal plan, and that's in caps, and freeze things. I cook 5 meals a week. I will buy proteins when on sale or marked down. I meal plan things that you can build on. Day 1, beans and cornbread. Day 2, use leftover beans to make chili, either the same week or freeze for later. I love that idea of using like leftovers to make a whole new meal. I think that is such a cool idea. Day 3, use leftover chili and make chili mac or freeze leftover chili later on. Bake potatoes or chili dogs. So many good ideas here, Jennifer. We may cook a roast to eat with potatoes and carrots, and then make barbecue beef sandwiches or beef and cheese quesadillas or beef tacos or French dip sandwiches or freeze. Okay, I'm getting hungry. or freeze leftovers to have things later in the month. If I'm making a casserole that says to use a 13x9 dish, I separate it into two 8x8 dishes. We eat one and I freeze one. Oh, that is such a good idea. I love that. Okay, once a month we have a freezer clean out where we empty out all the open freezer food, pizza rolls, toasted ravioli, or anything opened or previously frozen. Make your own pizza crust or buy an inexpensive one and make a clean out your fridge supreme pizza. I get a lot of dish ideas from Frugal Fit Mom. In the kitchen with Mama Me and Julie, is it Pacheco? I'm sorry if I said her name wrong. I do know who that is though, and I love her YouTube channel. She always has so many good ideas. Videos on YouTube. Hope this helps. Yes, very helpful. Thank you so much for sharing, Jennifer. Hopefully that was helpful for other people as well. Okay, that's it for our questions this week. I hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did enjoy it, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I hope you will join me back here tomorrow when I do my budget setup for the month of March. Yep, the month of March.